Hope you're prepared for this week. This is a great week. Got a couple secrets I'm gonna reveal, so I want you to stay tuned. But what I'm gonna do right now to start this live while we're waiting on a few people to join, I'm gonna start with this: believe in you. Okay, this is the message for this week is self-love. All right, we can't give what we don't have, so we gotta have that self-love before we could even give it. What up, Kato? So I'm gonna throw on this believe in you, and then we're gonna start. Let me throw on believe in you first. And the question is, do you believe in you? Because ain't nothing gonna happen if you don't believe in yourself. See, like HK, I had to take chances and I had to step out there when nobody believed in me. Matter of fact, not only did they not believe in me, they told me I wasn't good enough. They actually laughed at me. You know what I'm saying? But if I'd have let that stop me, where would I be? So the question, it don't even matter who believe in you, as long as you believe in you. And then listen, this is the lesson that I learned, right? The more people that don't believe in you, all you got to do is keep growing. See, each day is going to pass regardless. See, the time going to go. The question is where you going to be at 5 years from now. But if you don't have a goal or a destination, you end up anywhere. So how much sense would it make to jump in the car, drive around, not put in any destination, and think you're going to end up where you want to be at? You know what I'm saying? So you just got to keep going and keep growing. And that's what this whole thing is about. So believe in you if nobody else does. We'll talk on the other side of this song. Let's get some volume.
It's to believe in yourself. Remember,
it's
done unto you
as you believe.
You have to believe that your life has purpose, that your life has meaning. Believing in yourself will give you the confidence to face all the fears and failures that you will encounter
on this road. Let's go.
All you got to do is believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you. You were born for greatness. Believe in you. Believe in you.
All you got to do is believe in you.
Believe in you. Believe in you.
You were born for greatness.
Believe in you. Believe in you. You got to create a dream.
Oh yeah.
You got to believe that you can accomplish that dream. You got to establish goals, and you have got to go for it. You have got to aim high. You have got to always keep the faith and believe. Believe in you. Believe. Believe in the infinite power that resides within you. Believe in the infinite power that created you. Believe. Knowledge of self will give you the belief you need to keep going through all your trials and tribulations.
Hey.
Believe.
All you got to do.
Believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you.
You were born for greatness.
Believe in you. Believe in you. All you got to do is believe in you.
Believe in you.
Believe in you.
You were born for greatness.
Believe in you. Believe in you. All you got to do is believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you.
You were born for greatness.
Believe in you. Believe in you. All you got to do is believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you.
You were born for greatness.
Believe in you. Believe in you. Know thyself. The secret to life is knowing who you are. Whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, either way you're right. So believe you can. Believe in the infinite power that resides inside of you. It's your birthright to live in abundance. Believe in you. Believe you can always. All you have to do is believe in you. All you gotta do is believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you. You were born for greatness. Believe in you. Believe in you. All you gotta do is believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you. You were born for greatness. Believe in you. Believe in you. All you gotta do is believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you. You were born for
I gotta step away 1 second while this song playing. Give me 2 minutes.
Believe in you.
Believe in you.
Believe in you. You were born for greatness. Believe in you. Believe in you. I love this quote by Marianne Williams. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? And you are greatness. It's your birthright. All you have to do is believe. All you gotta do is believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you. You were born for greatness. Believe in you. Believe in you. All you gotta do is believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you. You were born for greatness. Believe in you. Believe in you. All you gotta do is believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you. You were born for greatness. Believe in you. Believe in you. All you gotta do is believe in you. Believe in you. Believe in you. You were born for greatness. Believe in you. Believe in you. Can you look in the mirror and believe everybody else tell you you're not good enough. Because the world won't believe it until you believe it. And guess what? All you gotta do is believe in you.
So the real question is, can you believe in yourself? Okay? So that's what I want you, and I tell you again, this music is not like for entertainment. It's a message to the soul. I'm really trying to plant some seeds deep inside your subconscious mind. So one day when you get ready to do something and you're having doubts, you can hear those voices of believe in you, believe in you. Because if you let those doubts stop you, then you're never going to get to where you got to go. So that's the message. Believe in you and self-love. Okay, it's all about self-love. So we're going to set the intentions right now, because whenever we put our consciousness in something, we can actually make it manifest a lot quicker. So we want to manifest, first of all, self-love, because we can only give what we got, and then we can give love to the rest of the world, because that's what the theme is. That's what the problem is. It's not enough love in the world. It's too much me, selfishness and all that, too much division. So I want to do a meditation real quick, and out of one of my favorite books, The 72 Names of God. And it just so happened the meditation that I picked today would be unconditional love. Unconditional love. Okay? So think about having unconditional love while I read this meditation. A student once approached a sage who was well versed in the spiritual doctrines and the mystical arts. He asked the master to teach him all the sublime secrets to life, to explain all the magnificent mysteries of the cosmos that are hidden in the holy books. And he asked if this could be done in the time that a person could remain balanced on one leg. The great sage carefully considered this request. He smiled warmly and replied, "Love thy neighbor as thyself. All the rest is commentary. Now go and learn." So no matter what the religion is, it's the common theme is love thy neighbor as thyself. It's a central concept of love. But what we as humans do, we decided that we will only love people that look like us, people that think like us, people that do the things that we want them to do. Then we will love with conditions. But what we're talking about is an unconditional love for life and for humanity. No matter what, love that person enough to allow them to be different than you. And that's what this whole thing is about. So no matter what, it's all about love and all coming together. So, I talk a lot about the brain. So I want to say this. We are the only animals on this planet, that has the gift of to think and to use our words, right? So we actually, with any great gift, it comes responsibility. So we got to be responsible for our thoughts and our words. And whenever we are divisive on any level, whether it's due to skin color, whether it's due to religion, whether it's due to income level, whether it's due to sex, whether it's due to nationality, no matter what it is, what you do when you separate is you invoke the territorial nature of the reptilian brain, the base part of the brain, the animalistic part of the brain. So we can continue to do what we've been doing and we'll get what we've been getting. But see, all of this is a product of evolution. So whenever we separate and divide, it's a product of evolution, because what do? We gravitated toward people that look like us because it was strength in numbers. It was always a threat. So that's what we did. So at this day and age that we live in, where our survival is no longer a threat, we're still behaving like we were thousands of years ago. So the question is, when do we change? And the neocortex, the top part of the brain, is the human brain. And what we do is when we love, when we have oneness, when we have unity, that's when we evoke the neocortex. And that's the thinking brain. That's where you can solve all the problems. That's where you can actually make things happen at. But first we got to get through that animal brain. And division invokes the animal brain. So that's all I'm saying. We can continue to do what we've been doing. We can divide, we can hate each other on the basis of our skin color, on the basis of what we believe. We can let the powers that be continue to put us in a position to where they just divide us, and we can keep on identifying with all of these certain things, or we can just identify with oneness and love and understand this, that that sun that shines out there shines for all of us. It gives energy, to the whole planet. So we're all connected. And until we start to look at ourselves on an energetic level, then we'll always miss the boat, and humanity will keep going through all this pain and suffering that we're seeing now. So now is the time for us to actually begin to think different, because we can't change anything unless we all think different. For some reason, what we want is somebody to come in and save us, create a new system, right? And then you put a bunch of broken people into the new system. What's going to happen? They're going to break it. So what we have to do is, each of us on an individual level, we have to begin to think different and change from the inside out. We have to rid ourselves of our own negativity and our own hatreds and our own prejudices and things like that. We have to get rid of that from the inside out. And as each one of us begin to change and to begin to think different, then the system as a whole will change. We don't even have to try to change it. Because why? Because we changed. And that's what this whole thing is about. It's about each one of us individually doing that, because we're all connected. It's just like this earth that we're living in is one big organism. We're all cells in that organism, just like we have cells in our body that actually create us. And you look at yourself like you're one entity, but actually you're made up of trillions and trillions of cells. And these cells need to work together in harmony so you can be healthy. And when they don't, you have a dis-ease. The same thing that we're seeing on the planet, because we're not working together. There's no harmony. There's no love. There's no human dignity. So we got to give each other that human dignity that we all deserve. And then we will see the world get better. So for the insight for this meditation, loving our neighbors and our enemies, for that matter, has nothing to do with morals or ethics. Rather, Kabbalah teaches that love is a formidable weapon in furthering our own cause in life, which is simply to gain joy and fulfillment. In other words, we benefit by loving other people. And before I go any further, we could just think about this. Let's go right back to the brain. You're the only thinker in your world. So when you have thoughts of love and compassion, then the brain actually secretes a lot of different hormones. Now you're getting serotonin and you're getting dopamine, you get oxytocin, and these things uplift the immune system, right? But when you're negative and you're hating and all of that, now what the body does, it's a threat to the brain. These thoughts are threats to the brain. And when the brain is threatened, it goes into the stress response mode. And what that does is it starts to secrete cortisol, because you got to get ready for this threat in your outside environment. Now you're getting a stress hormone that's actually suppressing your immune system, suppressing your digestive system, and it's actually taking all the blood from the places in the brain where it needs to be to the extremities, so you can actually get ready to fight or flight. So having these thoughts of not liking this person, not liking that person, disliking what this religion does and all of that, it's actually harmful to you, because everything actually comes back to you. Okay? So love is a weapon of light, and it has the power to eradicate all forms of darkness. That is the key. When we offer love to our enemies, we destroy their darkness and hatred, which is the reason they became our enemies in the first place. What's more, we cast out the darkness inside of ourselves. What's left are two souls who now recognize the spark of divinity they both share. Let me slow down a little bit. This name also awakens love for our spouse, friends, family, and self. After all, we can only share what we possess. Thus, we cannot love our neighbor or our spouse if we don't possess love for ourselves. Use this name to dissolve animosity and bitterness that might arise after an argument with loved ones. Remember this. This is the meditation. Like attracts like. By you emulating the Creator's unconditional love for all humankind, you bring love into your own life. You create harmony between yourself and other people, and between humanity and the natural world. So remember, the key for this is unconditional love is our theme for today. As I focus on unconditional love for all the people around me, the dark forces within are cast out. In the past, I have felt hatred for certain people. Now, as I picture those people in my mind, I feel only love. Light washes over them and me. And I recognize the common thread that we share, the spark of the Creator. My heart opens as I wish them joy and fulfillment, peace and greater understanding. We are one soul. As greater compassion and humanity awaken for those around me, my family, friends, and neighbors, those positive feelings fan out toward all humanity, as love washes over everyone, bringing greater peace and understanding and harmony throughout the world. So unconditional love, okay, is what we want to give. We got to have it first. So we need self-love. So we got to start to begin to take care of ourselves before we can do anything, before we can take care of other people. And that's why they always told us to put on our own face mask first when you're on the plane, because you can't be no good to anybody else unless you're good to yourself. A lot of us find nobility in the taking care of other people, spreading ourselves thin, putting ourselves on the back burner, and we think that's going to get us the love we deserve. And then when that doesn't happen, you might get frustrated and, why they not returning the love that I gave them? And we can't give with any strings attached. We just have to love for the sake of loving. And when we get to loving ourselves, then the people around us will have no choice but to love us, or you will see they magically start to evaporate right out of your life. You don't even have to tell them, hey, I'm on a self-love journey, and if you don't love me, no, all you have to do is begin to love yourself first. Alrighty, listen, this is a journey, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this song, Dirt Road to Rodeo, because again, what I'm trying to do is plant some seeds into your mind. And I want you to understand that life is about continuous growth. And if you're not growing, you're not living. So Dirt Road to Rodeo is about alchemy. It's about changing. It's about becoming better than you were yesterday. And remember, the only battle you have is with self. You just got to get better than you were yesterday. So it's a journey. So no matter where you find yourself at on this journey, you're always going to have to keep going, because if you get the things that you want in life, life is not over. You're going to find yourself wanting more things, bigger and better things. You want to manifest different things. So you're going to have to keep growing. So life is a journey all the way until you get to the end. And that's what Dirt Road to Rodeo is about. It's about going from that caterpillar to the butterfly, becoming somebody totally different in your life. So let's play this song, Dirt Road to Rodeo. And remember, it's all about the journey. And I got to step away for 1 second. Dirt Road to Rodeo, out the mud.
I grew up picking blueberries, $1.50 a bucket. Single parent mom in a house with no running water. We all got a dirt road. As a child, I was scarred. That's why I go so hard. Dirt road to Rodeo, did it all without yayo. We ain't doing no time. Young boy using his mind. Dirt road to Rodeo, did it all without yayo. We ain't doing no time. Young boy using his mind. Dirt road to Rodeo, dirt road to Rodeo, dirt road to Rodeo, dirt road to Rodeo, dirt road to Rodeo. Did it all without yayo. We ain't doing no time. Young boy using his mind. Started dirt poor, never had a dime. No food in the house. I only had my mind. I'm from the bottom of the borough. Brother doing time. Being poor around here is the #1 crime. Out the mud for real, so I stayed on my grind. Schooled by the streets, I took an oath I never tell. Manifesting like a wizard with a spell. HK the educator, knowledge for your soul. Messing around with me, we turning dirt into gold. Dirt road to Rodeo,
Did it all. We ain't doing, young boy. Dirt road, did it all. We ain't doing no time. Dirt road to Rodeo, dirt road to Rodeo, dirt road to Rodeo, dirt road to Rodeo, dirt road to Rodeo. Did it all without yayo. We ain't doing no time. Young boy using his mind. Since a young boy had the streets on lock, never knew my dad had to be my pops. I'm here now, ain't nothing they can do. Going hard for my little brother Pooh. Shot in the head at the age of 13 before his time. Serving things I'm gonna win, cause he can't lose. My daddy left me, chose the booze. He rather drink than raise his sons. Now we all lost with drugs and guns. By the grace of God, they didn't get me. Rid of my car was shot. Bah, bah, bah. Divine intervention, baby. That means it's a purpose to this thing. Dirt road to Rodeo. It's just growth. That's all. True story. Dirt road to Rodeo. It's a message in the words. Dirt road to Rodeo. Dirt road to Rodeo. We ain't doing no time, young boy. Put myself on the map. All I kick is truth. All my words no cap. Hold your applause. I need no props. My team stay ready.
I do what I want. I never ask permission. Battling HK, you in a messed up position.
Play the game how it goes.
You could never catch me frontin'. I am making something out of nothing. Yeah.
Did it all without yayo.
We ain't doing no time, young boy.
Using his mind.
Dirt road to Rodeo.
Did it all without yayo.
We ain't doing no time, young boy using his mind. Dirt road to Rodeo. Dirt road to Rodeo.
Dirt road to rodeo. Dirt road to rodeo. Dirt road to rodeo.
Did it all without yayo. We ain't doing no time, young boy using his mind.
Hey, listen, y'all see this picture right behind me? There's a baby bro right there. That's Pooh. He got killed when he was 13. I was 14. His anniversary of his death date was actually on Thursday, September 28th. So let's give a shout out to Pooh. Let me say thank you, brother, for giving me the strength to keep going no matter what. So this is one of my whys right there. You know, we all got to have a why. And that's my why right there, you know, that kept me going. When he got killed, I told him, listen, I live a life big enough for both of us. So for me, that just meant I got to keep trying. I got to keep going. Even on the days when I don't want to. As a matter of fact, especially on the days I don't want to, where I find that strength and energy from is little bro. Because he didn't get a chance to try. So if I don't at least try, then what am I doing here? So find a reason, okay? Find a why to keep going. Excuse me. But remember, we dealing with self-love, okay? So everything is about self-love. So now it's time to put yourself first. It's time to take care of you. Because think about it. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody's going to take care of you. So it's not selfish to take care of yourself and to put yourself first. Because I can tell you from personal experience, I put myself on the back burner a lot in my life and said I'll make sure other people are straight and this and that, and I'll get me last. And then it got to the point where life said, all right, well, if you want to put yourself on the back burner, I'm going to do the same. I mean, if you don't love yourself no more than that, than to put yourself on the back burner, then I'm going to do the same. And so my fear of losing people, because I had abandonment issues, you know, so my fear of losing people would make me go over and beyond, would make me spread myself so thin and try to be everything to everybody. And then what happened was I got burnt out and I found myself sitting there, you know, by myself. And it's like, okay, well, I got to love myself and take care of myself first. And once you do that, then everything changes. So I had to go through a lot of lessons in life to get to the point where I actually love me. No matter what, I'm not perfect. I got many flaws and many things I need to work on. But that's not the point. The point is I love me and all my weird flexes and everything. And from there, I work and grow and do what I need to do. But first, it's about self-love. So, you know, you got to love yourself. And I say this right here. You was it was a 1 in 400 trillion chance that you would even be born, right? So you're a walking miracle. But guess what? You don't look at yourself as a walking miracle, because what we do as humans, we tend to focus on what we don't have. We tend to focus on the things that we're not good at, and we have this consciousness of lack. But when you just realize, hey, I'm a part of creation. Just look at this big world out here and all this stuff that's going on. And the creator, whether you want to call it God, a man in the sky, or the universe, whatever you want to call it, it thought enough of you for you to be created. It was 1 in 400 trillion chances that you would even be born. But you here. So you're a walking miracle. And until you begin to look at yourself as a walking miracle and everybody else as a walking miracle, then nothing is going to change. Because remember, things change when you change the way you look at them. And that's when things change. The only thing you can really change is your perception. You can't change this world. You can't change other people. All you can do is change your perception. And the real problem is this. You think like a human being, but you got a spark of divinity in you. So why not think and act from that place of divinity, that place of love and that place of oneness and that connectedness? And that's when you can really begin to manifest and do the things that you want to do. So you got to love yourself just because you're a part of creation. You got to begin to get in awe with yourself when you look at you. And if you knew how amazing your brain and your body was, then you will begin to fall in love with yourself. Your power comes in your uniqueness. You are 1-to-1. Now, you know, people will talk about a watch, right? And the less watches made, the more rare they are. And that's what gives it value. So what about you? It's a 1-to-1. Your parents couldn't even create another you if they wanted to. So your value comes in your uniqueness. There's something that only you could do. So that's where you got to find value in that. And then you got to give that to the world. You got to, every one of us. But what if we was all the same? Look how boring that'd be. You know, you're glad you got people from all different walks of life, but you got to find value in yourself and understand that I'm a part of creation and I'm enough just how I am. Even though I got to grow. Yeah, I got to grow. Yeah, I got to change. Yeah, I got to learn. But that doesn't mean I'm not valuable right now in my present form. So when you begin to love yourself and understand, hey, this is what it is. And then we can move forward, but we got to move forward with love, and we got to have a paradigm shift. And the time is now. You know, we keep on looking into the world and waiting on things to change. While we waiting, let's all of us change. Then we don't even have to wait no more. And what we do is we got to realize who we are. And that's why all throughout history, they told us, know thyself. Once we really understand who we are, and like I said, to begin to look at yourself as an energy being instead of a human being, and that's basically science. Science is just telling you that you're made up of cells. Cells are made up of atoms, and atoms are made up of energy. 99% energy. So 99% of you is energy. So when you start to understand how energy works, then you'll understand. You know, one thing I remember is they say energy can't be created nor destroyed. It can only change forms. So, okay, energy can't be created nor destroyed. It can only change forms. So that means the energy has always been and it will always be. So that means you have always been and will always be. Okay, so you got to start looking at it like that. Everything is energy. And then you can begin to change your life and to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. So remember, self-love. Self-love more than anything. Just think all week, self-love. Love yourself, and then you can go out into the world and you can love other people. And we can all be the light in a dark world. And that's why they told you, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And I know I can't sing and the tune is not there, but you get the point. You get the point. So, I ain't gonna talk you to death. I want to give you a couple facts real quick, right? So, matter of fact, I was listening to something on Instagram that's talking about a doctor who had did a study with water. And of course, they sent negative energy to the water, talking a bunch of negative comments, and he froze the water, put it under a petri dish, and it made like ugly, dark. It didn't even look good at all. Like the way the water formed. Then they took another group of students and they sent love and positive energy to water, froze it, put it under a microscope, and in a petri dish, and it formed beautiful crystals, and like you can see the harmony in it and everything. So what's the moral of the story? When you say positive things to the water, it actually crystallizes better. Why is that important? Because you are mostly water. The earth is 3/4 water. Your brain is about 73% water. So if we just begin to speak positivity only, we can begin to change things. Because remember, so fact about the brain, about 73% of the brain is made up of water. That's why dehydration, even as small as 2%, can have a negative effect on brain functions. So to prevent the loss of any body and brain functions, you got to be properly hydrated. See, that's something that's real simple. You know, are we looking for big, complex answers to human problems? Remember, the light is simple. If it's too complex, stay away from it. It's just like the snake. I like to say this. The snake, it has to travel like this. It can't go in a straight line. The light's simple. If it's too complex, I equate it to the snake and we leave it alone. Just stay properly hydrated and you'll begin to have more energy. And you listen, life is energy. We just established 99% is energy. So the true currency in life is your energy. Because if you don't have energy, you can't do anything. So while you're trying to get the bag and all of that on the material level, I'm trying to get the energy, and then everything else will come from that. So what's another fact about your brain? Okay, check this out. Your brain has approximately 100 billion neurons, right? But also there's 100 billion stars in the galaxy. So the true question is, are you in the world or is the world in you? So they told us, as within, so without. Okay? They've been giving us these secrets the whole time, but we ain't been listening. See, we so distracted by everything going on out there, we not even really paying attention. And then we wonder why we see the things that we see in the world. Okay? So let's see, what's another fact about your brain? We all had that brain freeze, right? A brain freeze is really a warning signal. Brain freeze happens when you eat or drink something that's too cold. It chills the blood vessels and the arteries in the back of the throat, including the ones that take blood to your brain. These constrict when they're cold and open back up when they're warm again, causing you pain in your forehead. This is your brain telling you to stop what you're doing to prevent unwanted changes due to temperature. So you see how that is? See how smart the brain is, and it's always communicating with the body. The brain is always on, it's always working, it's always trying to protect you. The brain job is to keep you alive. That's why it responds to threats so much. That's why it's always constantly on the lookout for threats. But now that your survival is no longer a threat, we need to take steps to be able to relax the brain. That's why when we invoke the vagus nerve, it turns on the parasympathetic nervous system. So then it sends a message to the brain that everything is cool and calm. And so the brain sends a message to the rest of the body to relax. It's always a constant communication, going on inside of you. And that's one reason that we want to make sure we understand, even if it's on an elementary level, how the brain works. Think about it. You get a car, you get a manual, you get all of these. You get a video game, you get a manual, it tells you how it works, but yet and still you got the most extensive piece of equipment right here in your head and you don't have a manual on how it works. So I'm just trying to give you some tips and tricks on how to use your brain so your brain doesn't use you. Okay? Your brain is a random thought generator. Average person has about 12 to 60,000 thoughts per day. Listen. Of those, 95% are exactly the same repetitive thoughts as the day before, and 80% are negative. So how can you change if you don't change those thoughts? If that's the case, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. So 95% of the thoughts are the exact same thoughts you've been having. That's why you keep doing the exact same things that you've been doing. So before you can change anything, you got to have awareness. You got to create awareness. So that's all I'm trying to do right now is create the awareness, because when you're not conscious of exactly what you're doing and what you're thinking, the brain is going to go back to default mode. And default mode of the brain is to think about threats and, what's going on and keeping you comfortable, because the brain wants to keep you alive. If you get ready to do something new that you've never done before, to the brain, it's a threat. So that's why you get so much resistance when you want to do something that you've never done before. But when you know this, now you can understand, okay, when I get ready to do this, I'm going to have thoughts of, what happens if this goes wrong? All of that's just my brain. Now maybe now I take deep breaths to disconnect from that part of my brain. That's why, doing the breathing from the belly is so important or whatever. Now you can disconnect from the base part of the brain, and you begin to relax. Maybe you need to have a gratitude time and just sit down and start thinking about things that you're grateful for, so you can switch the brain over to the grateful mode, and then you won't have as much resistance. One reason we work out early in the morning is because all that resistance in the brain, we can kind of go ahead and callous the brain for the day. And you work out early and you get past that resistance, and now you're ready for whatever. So it's these tips and tricks, and that we got to understand and we got to know these things. So what I'm trying to do with this HK lifestyle movement is give you the tips and tricks that you need so you can live the life that you want. So no, I'm not going to tell you, hey, you can get rich, and I'm not going to give you be on private jets and big mansions, because listen, this is not life. You got to live this life every day, and it doesn't matter what you have. That's not gonna make you happy. Some of the most miserable people in the world are people that are filthy rich. What you gotta understand is you gotta find your true purpose. You gotta find a meaning in life, and then you gotta go there. You gotta find a way to contribute to humanity. See, we've been tricked talking and thought that we gotta get and take, but you can't take none of that with you. That's not what this thing is about. It's not about what you getting and taking. It's nothing even on the material plane. Of course, all of those things are good and they'll make life easier for us. But what we want to do is first come from a place of love and understand that this is all energy. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to give you, we was just talking about exercise. Exercise is just as good for your brain as it is for your body. We know that aerobic exercise raises the heart rate and increases the blood flow to your brain. So as the increased breathing pumps more oxygen into the bloodstream, now you got more oxygen delivered to your brain. This leads to neurogenesis. What's that? The production of neurons in certain parts of the brain that control memory and thinking. Okay? Not only that, think about this. When you're working out, right? You're going hard. You don't have time to think about those problems. You don't have time to think about something they said because you need to be right here and you need to be on this workout. So something as simple as working out, drinking water, and getting yourself a gratitude journal will change your life. And guess what? HK just came here to give you the game. You know what I'm saying? So look, don't say I ain't never did nothing for you. Now, if you take the information and use it, it's totally up to you. I guarantee it'll work. But you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. Okay? So you got to be an active participant in life. You got to be active in your thoughts. Start paying attention to what you're thinking about. Become aware of what you're looking at, what you're paying attention to, what are you listening to, because all of these things are creating the way you think about yourself and the way you view the world. Okay? So that's enough for today. Don't drop a comment below. Let me know what y'all think. We're going to be on this mission. We got exactly 3 months left for this year. So this last quarter, we need to turn up and we need to go hard. But remember, before you could change anything, you got to change your thinking. Okay? You got to change your thinking. And another thing about the brain needs sleep. A lot of us are sleep deprived. Then we wonder why we can't think the way we want to. Why we so lethargic and we don't have energy. So listen, from your boy HK, get you some sleep. Drink you some water, exercise, get you a gratitude journal, and watch your life change. It don't stop till the casket drop. See you next week. Yeah.